Hey everyone, Regina here from CourageouslyFree.com, and I was watching The Ultimate Fighter last week, and I don't know if you know what it is, but most of you should know. But anyways, The Ultimate Fighter is a reality TV show where there are two teams of mixed martial artists, where the team leaders, the coaches, are UFC fighters. UFC is the Ultimate Fighting Championship, for those of you who do not know. And it got me thinking quite a bit because I thought there was a really strong message that came through with the episode that I saw. And I was just thinking about some of the times, there are times that we go through where we feel like giving up because something feels unnatural or awkward, or we just don't want to do something. So sometimes we opt to feel comfortable because it's just what makes us feel good at that point in time. And we love the idea of sitting on the beach and being lazy, or just really the idea of hard work sometimes just doesn't even register, or we don't want it to register in our head as being good because we feel so uncomfortable and out of our zone. And sometimes we want to quit because something is too hard at that moment in time. And the reason why I was thinking about this watching the show was because the episode that I was watching was with Corey Bollinger and Anthony Gutierrez, and with mixed martial arts in general, you tend to fight at a certain weight. Like you make it a point to fight at a certain weight, and either you try to put that weight on or you try to take it off. And sometimes it can be, especially to the general public, it can be quite extreme. And in this case, it was quite extreme, where two of the guys were trying to lose, I'm not too sure, I think about 20 pounds in just a matter of days. And that's actually quite common. And what ended up happening was Corey ended up kind of giving up towards the end because he was so weak. And they did everything. They put him up on the treadmill, and they put both of the guys in the sauna. And I don't know if they put him in a sweatsuit. Sometimes fighters wear sweatsuits to get all the water weight off. And he was just giving up. And his coach, Misha Tate, was even showing him photos of his kids, saying, you're doing this for your family, and you just need to keep on going. And nothing really worked for Corey. Where with Anthony, he was able to cut weight, but since Corey quit, Dana White, the president of UFC, ended up giving Anthony the choice to forfeit or to gain weight and try to cut weight again to fight someone else. And it was quite difficult for him to cut weight in the first place, though, and he hated the idea of forfeiting, but he ended up doing that. And so yeah, I just thought that was quite interesting because it just goes along with the idea that I was talking about earlier, where sometimes you just feel so uncomfortable doing what you're doing, but you just need to get through it. And some of the things that you can think about doing when you feel like you're going to give up is to write down the reason why you're doing what you're doing. Get out of your comfort zone, because doing that will help you grow. And even though it feels uncomfortable at that point in time, if you understand your reason why you're doing it, then in the end you'll be rewarded. So sometimes you want to be in your comfort zone, but what'll that get you in the end? Whereas if you work really hard right now, just imagine the rewards that you'll get later on if you know what you're doing. If you have an intention set for why you're doing what you're doing. So yeah, and what I thought was interesting too was Misha Tate, who is Corey's coach, or who was Corey's coach, basically said to him she wouldn't have been so mad if he didn't cut the weight, but the fact that he quit and didn't even try made her even more mad. And I think that's that's something to think of too, is that if you think that you're going to fail, or if and then you do fail, or what you consider fail, at least you tried, and that you failed. And the only thing that you'd really lose is, well, nothing really. You have a lot to gain because you learn from that situation. and you know how to improve yourself for the next time. The other coach, Ronda Rousey, wanted to prove a point. Of course, she always does. But she wanted to prove a point by cutting a bunch of weight, and she cut 17 pounds in one day just to do that. You know, she was in the sauna for 5 hours, and then she went out rock climbing, and then she did 5 more hours of sitting in the sauna. And I guess the moral of the story with that, and the point that she was trying to prove, was anything is possible with sheer strength of will, and just remembering why you started doing what you're doing in the first place. I hope this was valuable to you, and come visit us at our blog on courageouslyfree.com, and yeah, come follow us. We are starting to, if you don't know already, if you haven't been following us, we've been kind of packing up the house and tightening up some loose ends to start packing up and going on our trip. Walking the earth is what my sister calls it. So hope you have a good day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.